New DNA testing may be the link that unravels a rape case dating back to 1977.
That's when a 12-year-old girl told police that Roy Watford and his three brothers threw a quilt over her head and raped her.
Watford pleaded guilty to the crime, but said that from the very beginning that he didn't do it. 10 on your side's Brandon Cummings has a look at his fight for innocence.
Anita, Tom, Roy Watford has lived 39 years with a violent rape charge on his record and the stigma associated with it, preventing him from living the life he wanted. Now he's hoping a petition will convince the state attorney general to agree with what he said all along.
I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
It's what Roy Watford has said for 39 years, but with an admission of guilt for rape on his record, it was hard to prove.
It's just amazing how you could be accused of something when you didn't really do it.
September 1977, a 12-year-old girl told Portsmouth police 3 men took her inside this home, forced her on a bare mattress, put a quilt over her head, and raped her.
They came to my grandfather's house and told me that I was wanted for rape, and I went down.
What did you think?
I was hysterical, actually, because I didn't know I hadn't done anything.
17-year-old Roy, brothers 16-year-old Anthony and 15-year-old Evelio gave DNA samples. Months later, charges against 2 of them were dropped, but Roy was still tangled in the legal system.
I was the oldest, so I guess I had to be pinned on somebody.
6 months after being arrested, Roy was offered an unusual deal: plead guilty to rape, get 10 years probation, and never serve a day in prison. Roy insisted on a trial, but his grandfather advised him to take the deal.
The reason why I confessed, because he didn't want me to do that time, and I didn't want to do that time. I felt like, I could deal with the probation more than I could have dealt with that hard time.
But hard times are exactly what Roy faced for 3 decades. Without a clean background check, he hasn't been able to work the jobs he's wanted. So he's stuck working jobs earning a little more than minimum wage.
And it was a hurting feeling to have to go that way, but I had to provide for my family.
Roy took us back to the neighborhood, showing us the house where the little girl was raped.
Tell me, when you look at this house, what you feel, what you think.
I just, it's memories. I mean, being that I was in it and I wasn't in it.
Roy had never been arrested before the charge and has never been in trouble since then. After searching for years to find help clearing his name, he located Jonathan Sheldon.
It's quite exciting to be able to work on a case where you can really do justice for somebody that deserves everything that they're getting.
Sheldon says there are 2 tragedies in this case. Roy has lived with a violent felony on his record, and the 12-year-old, now in her 50s, may never see the true rapist in jail.
Every time that happens, the criminal justice system suffers and society suffers.
Results of new samples tested this year prove Roy's DNA doesn't match samples collected for the crime. So Sheldon filed a writ of actual innocence. For Roy, that means he may one day have his dreams.
Be able to get a house, buy my wife a car, live better, and most of all, I can travel somewhere.
Although he's waiting for the legal process to play out with uncertainty of the outcome, Roy says he holds no ill will toward the woman who forever changed his life.
If you had a chance to sit down with her, what would you say?
I would just say to her, I'm sorry that you felt that I was the one that raped you. I would just say, I hope God bless you. And that's all,
Now the writ for actual innocence was filed with the Attorney General's office. The office has 30 days to respond. Then the state Supreme Court will make the final decision on whether or not to grant that petition. I'm Brandy Cummings, 10 on your side.